guys, today I am filming my monthly makeup ranking for November. I have 22 products to rank for you guys, so I'm going to try to go a little bit quickly. And as always, I do also have products in categories of favorite, fine, and fail. So for fails, we have 5 products. We have 4 products that are fine and 12 things that I've considered favorites, which is pretty good. It might be the most favorite so far. And for the fails, none of them I hate, but there are some things I just don't see myself reaching for very often, considering the other things I have in my collection in those categories. So at number 21, because there are 2 products I'm actually going to count together. So at number 21 is the Vesca Moonlit Dream Cream Shadow in the shade Carina. So I did film a full try on first impression of the Vesca Beauty brand. I will have that linked up in the cards, and I am wearing it again on my eyes today. This is actually the 3rd time I've worn it, and I just wanted to show you guys what it looks like. This time I applied it just with my finger, which I think worked out pretty well. I would say that I probably should have used a brush to get right in the inner corner, but it worked much better applied with my finger. With a brush, it just sheared out too much. But at the end of the day, this did not look awesome. It had faded, it creased a little bit, and like it definitely faded a lot out here because I do have hooded eyes. So it was just okay. It's a pretty color. I have shadow sticks that are similar. I don't see myself reaching for this. Honestly, the reason I bought it is because I was buying the other things from the brand. They only have 5 products. So I was like, well, I might as well. So not loving that. Then unfortunately, I have at number 20, the Kaja Gloss Shots. So I had this duo, and then I purchased 2 more shades during the VIB sale, even though I had not tried these yet, which was a bad thing. Shame on me. Dana Ann had recommended these. Other people had as well. I'm still very happy that I got this little set, and I do believe it's still available. It is a very good value money-wise, but these glosses are not the same as Tower 28. They're not. They're a little bit thicker. They have less pigment, and they're much stickier, and I can't stand that. I have so many really nice glosses, there's no need for that. So in the duo, you have Milky, which I think is a permanent shade, which is basically a clear. I mean, it's lightly pink tinted, but it looks clear in your lips. And then you have this really pretty like taupey color, Rosy Mocha. And I really love the look where I use this shade. I think this shade is exclusive to this set, but this is a permanent shade you can buy on its own. I could be mistaken by that. And when I use this gloss, I actually just used my finger. It doesn't do anything on its own, so I put it over top of a lip liner, and it looked pretty. These have a little bit of shimmer, so it does a little bit more than just a regular clear gloss, but honestly, I would rather use the Tower 28 clear gloss in Chill over this. So I actually think I'm going to be decluttering this one, because again, I only used with my finger. This shade I do think is pretty enough that I will hang on to it for now. Hopefully it's something that I would be able to pan because it's just a mini, but these are just too sticky, don't have enough pigment for me. Not an alternative to the Tower 28 glosses. So that was definitely a bummer. I did of course return the other ones that I bought as well. Even though the shades were so pretty on those other 2 colors, they just faded very quickly and were very, very sticky. Then at number 19 is a lesson that I've learned. I love the Dose of Colors liquid lipsticks. Well, in the Donald Duck collection, they came out with a Velvet Mousse lipstick in a Donald Duck shade. I also got a trio of Velvet Mousse liquid lipsticks that I thought were fine, but I've decided not to buy anymore and just to only get the regular liquid lipstick formula. So it does have like the flat paddle applicator, which I don't love for a liquid lip color because I feel like it's hard to be as precise, but can you guys just tell how clumpy it is? I just don't like this mousse formula because it feels like it's already dried out, but that's like how it starts. It just feels dry. It did emphasize I had some little cracks in my lips and it like clung to there. And I feel like this needs to be like rehydrated. Like it just feels weird. It doesn't feel like sucking the life out of my lips. I just don't like the texture of it when I'm putting it on. Something about this feels drier than the trio that I got, but I would love for them to come with more liquid lipsticks. And in the Desi and Katie collection, they had a satin formula, which I loved. It was basically like a ColourPop Ultra Satin Lip, except a little bit thinner. But then this is like something else. And I'm just realizing like I can't just blindly love Dose of Colors liquid lipsticks. The original formula, the matte formula, is great. This is not as good, so I'm not gonna buy any more if they release them. Please hold me to it. Don't buy any more, Heather. Next is another product from Vesca that I did not like, unfortunately. This is their highlighter, and this is in the shade Moonlight. I'm so happy I got this for like $6, and basically I really dug my brush in there and had a hard time getting it to show up on my skin, and then when it did, it just looked very textured but didn't have a lot of shine. Like, just the consistency of it on my face did not look good. So yeah, I don't see myself reaching for that often. I think I paid like $6 to $7 on this, which is not bad, but no, I don't recommend that. And then the last fail is just a color thing. The formula is very good, and this is the Bobbi Brown Longwear Cream Shadow Stick. I had actually gotten this from Octoly. Now, I've only gotten a couple things from Octoly because I just have like the free account, not the creator account, and stuff sells out like this. I never get my notifications. Like, I've only gotten a couple things, although the things I have gotten have been very, very good. And this is the color that I chose. Again, I worked very quickly. I did not look up any swatches. I just chose this shade, which is Golden Bronze, and basically it's just too dark for me. I did wear this as a base under one of the looks that I created with one of my palettes, and it just made the look too dark. So I am going to be decluttering this. Again, an incredible formula. I love the size of the shadow sticks because I do have smaller lids, and it's very easy to, you know, fill in my lids. This has a really nice opacity to it. It does not crease. It is very long wearing. Great formula. It's just the color. So now we're on to the fine category. This is something where I love the color and the formula. I just had other things here that are more exciting. This is a ColourPop Creme Gel Liner. This is in the shade Wildcat, which is a light golden olive color, but honestly, it's almost more like pea soup than olive. It's very light in comparison to like a darker, more traditional, what I think of traditional olive shade. I guess this would be the color of the actual food olive. Anyway, I've said that word too many times now. I think this is beautiful. I think I would get a little bit more use out of it if it was a little darker, but it shows up very well. I just wish it was a deeper shade. But I think that the metallic look, this is very nice. I used it in the video I filmed earlier today on my waterline, lower lash line. Very, very pretty. Definitely happy to have that one. It's my favorite formula, as I've told you guys before. I would not recommend putting it on the upper lash line because it's going to drag and break. But on the waterline, lower lash line, it does a great job of getting a lot of intense pigment. It does stay in place pretty well. And even when it does wear away, it doesn't like run down my face like the Urban Decay liners. Also, I apologize if you can hear my son. Like I said, it's only 7:20. He had like short naps today. Usually he doesn't go to sleep till like 8:30. So he's a little cranky already, and he always loves to cry when I'm filming, which just like makes me feel guilty and like in a rush and everything. So I apologize if you hear it, because I know you guys can hear it sometimes. Next, number 15, I have a Jouer blush duo. This is the Adore duo, and the shades are Adore Me and Hold Me. And I bought this because Christy Kellum loves the Adore Me shade. She said pan on it, which I think is so amazing. And this color is very gorgeous. I also wore it earlier today as well. Very pigmented. I really like that shade, a nice matte finish, and I like the Jouer blush formula. However, this shade here is so light. Even someone as fair as me, NC15 skin tone, I had to put like 2-3 layers of it on, which is so annoying. And I feel like the other blush duos that they have, or I know there's one that has like a bright coral blush, and then the other one is almost like a face powder. I think that they did not do a good job with like the second blush that's in all the duos. They need to be a little bit richer, and that's the thing. If this was just a deeper color, I think it would work nicely. I like the formula of it. It's just so light that I really had to pack it on. So if this was a single blush, I would have ranked this higher, but that's why I say get the Sweet Cheeks palette instead. First off, it's cheaper, but it comes with a peach blush, a pink blush, a bronzer, and a highlight. Gonna be one of my favorite products of the year. It is on sale right now. Definitely recommend you guys pick that up over this. I like the other color, and I will reach for this for the other color, but like I'm like, did y'all think about this? Because again, I'm as pale as it gets. Like, y'all couldn't have made a shade for a medium skin tone in there, and the other duos are the same. That's a little bit irritating. Next at number 14 is another blush. This is from MAC. This is the Sheertone Shimmer Blush in Peach Twist. This is something that I almost regret buying because I wish I bought it in a pan form like my other MAC blushes, because where most products, I use them more in a compact than I do in a pan, not when it comes to MAC blushes for some reason, but I really like this one. It is a very like intense color, so I have to use my Morphe Jaclyn Hill JH4, my everything brush. That one is so good if you have a really pigmented blush, and that's what I used with this. It does have a nice sheen to it, but it doesn't like draw attention to like texture on the skin. I did like this one. I have other blushes I like a little bit more, as you'll see, but I do like this one, and I do think I will get use out of it during fall. Next is a palette that I'm saying is just fine, and that is just because like I liked it, wasn't blown away by the looks that I created, but the quality is there. This is the Sigma Warm Neutrals palette. I love Sigma Shadow Formula. I have so many palettes from them, especially like this regular size. So here are all the shades in here, and I did really enjoy the looks that I created. Some of them, it was not this palette's fault. One of them I used the Bobbi Brown base, which made it a little too dark. The mattes in here are so much more pigmented than I think initially, so one of the days the looks got a little muddy because I applied too much. So it was totally like user error when I was using this palette, but I had other things to use, so I kind of had to move on. But I think the color selection here is very pretty. I love their formula. I love that they come with a double-ended brush that is like the same brush quality as their full-size brushes. So I definitely do not regret having this. I just, after testing these other palettes, there are a few more that I'm just more excited when I think about them. So now we've got my top 12, and these last two products I almost had in the fine category, but I moved them up to favorite because I like them way more than I thought I would, because they are not something I would normally use with my skin type and makeup preference. So I've got a dewy primer and a dry skin powder when I like full coverage makeup and I like to be matte. So at number 12 is the Vesca Soft Sun Radiant Skin Primer in the shade Sunrise, which is the more yellow tone. And this gives a beautiful glow to the skin, but it is not metallic. It does not look like a liquid highlight. And this has a really nice texture that feels like hydrating without being greasy or shiny or too thick or too thin. It just looks so pretty on the skin. And there were a couple days I went into the office where I did not wear any foundation or concealer. I just wore this primer and then this powder over top. And this is something at number 11 that I thought I was going to hate. When I saw it as a little freebie from Sephora, I was like, okay, why not? I really like this. Like, I'm tempted to purchase this in the spring VIB sale. We'll see. I want to use up this mini first and then I'll decide, although I've already used a ton of this. So this is the Kosas Cloud Set Powder. This is the shade Breezy, which is a little dark for me. I think if I'm going to buy this, I'm going to go like one shade down. And it was domed. I've already used up a lot of this. I think I'm going to put this on my winter project pan to finish this. But this actually does give some coverage. When I apply it the way I do, I actually use a Japanese powder brush that I got from TJ Maxx, but it's a pretty dense powder brush, so I do really want to pack this on, because if you do a light dusting, your face is still going to feel tacky, which is something I personally don't like. So I put a lot of this on and my face will still feel like slightly tacky in some areas, but not terrible. It's enough where I can like leave it, but I do try to completely set my entire face. This does darken my foundation a little bit because the color is a little, you know, deeper than I am, but it gives some good coverage. It looks really airbrushed and flawless on the skin, and I really like this. There was a day where I tried using the L'Oreal Infallible powder foundation, which I previously liked earlier this year, and I used it on its own. I did not like it as much as this, which is insane for like that no makeup look. This is very good. I do get greasy when I wear this, so this is something I can only use in the winter time. But yeah, I actually think I might buy this when I'm wanting to do that no makeup look, or like right now I have used it to set my foundation, and I think it looks really good. It does not look super powdery. It just, like, my skin still looks nice and healthy. I really like this, and I'm still blown away by that. So that's why it's in the top. Next are the two products that I'm ranking at number 10. This is a combo, and these are some other products that also surprised me with how much I like them, and they would be the Nabla Skin Glazing products. So I have the Skin Bronzing in Ambra, which is the lightest shade out of 4, I think. They do go pretty deep though, which is nice. And then we have the Skin Glazing in Ozone, which is the lightest highlighter shade. It's like a very light champagne color. And I had this highlight, I've had it for like 1 or 2 years. I bought it during a Ulta 21 Days of Beauty. And I don't know if it was just because it was brand new and I had to like break through the top layer, or if it was the brush I was using. But in the past, I felt like I just got like a little shimmer on my cheeks, but like it wasn't as even or as strong as I wanted. But I apply this with the Shop Miss A AOA Studio F19 highlighter brush, which is so good. If you're ever placing an order from Shop Miss A, get these, get some for your friends. It is so perfect. I use it basically every day now, but this picks up the product so nice and it really melts into the skin. I'm wearing this today. It gives a really nice intense glow. I have a cream blush on today, so I think that it's looking even more intense than usual. But I think that it gives a beautiful glow, but you can't see the product sitting on top of the skin. I'm very impressed by this. Like I said, I don't know what my issue was before, but as you can tell, I've really like worn off the pattern in the middle. I've really worked in this and I'm loving it. So if you have an issue with these, definitely try some different brushes, because the bronzer, the first time I used it, I was like, oh no, ma'am, this is not gonna work, because I usually apply my bronzer with my e.l.f. stippling brush, and that's because that's not too dense and I can't go crazy with bronzer because I'm so fair. But I recently purchased, because the e.l.f. is discontinued, the Sigma one is discontinued, and I love a stipple brush. I decided to get this one from Eco Tools after a recommendation of State of Kate, and this is the bronze brush. I don't know what the name of the line is, but this is a shorter brush and it is a lot more dense. Now it does have give to it. It is like really easy to like blend around, but it's a bit more dense. So you can tell how worn this is. I've been wearing this a lot this month, but I've also been wearing another bronzer, and like it looks very used and abused, which I don't mind, but this really picked up the product well and blended into my skin so nicely, and especially up around my hairline where I have a hard time with bronzer not looking crazy. This combo works so well. So again, if you have tried these and you don't love them, or you can't really get them to apply nicely, I definitely recommend using the brushes that I talked about, because they made a lot of difference for me. A big difference for me. I don't know why I said it like that. Sorry for the line change. I just got up to get some of my camera is trying to overheat as well. But next I have 3 blushes. I really love these basically equally, but I just, you know, had to rank them in some way. So at number 9 is the M Cosmetics Heaven's Glow in Faded Clementine. I thought this was gonna be really light, but you can see it better back here that it's actually a deeper shade. And I just use this actually with my Morphe Jaclyn Hill JH14, the My Everything brush, and it looked so beautiful on the skin. It melted right in, gave a great amount of color, gave some shine. I really, really like this, and I did buy the other 2 shades during the Black Friday sale, which I have not used it. I'm so excited to get into them. The packaging is a little big on this because it's baked, but I really, really enjoy this. Very happy I picked it up. It's a beautiful shade. And then we have a blush that's been around for forever, but I just bought this last year, I think. This is MAC Gingerly Blush. It's a matte finish. I love this color. I love my MAC blushes so much. Very pigmented, blends nicely into the skin. Definitely a good staple for me. I definitely prefer the MAC blushes in the pan versus in the pot. I find that they're just like softer and a little bit more pigmented. I don't know why that is, but absolutely love that. Next, something that I got during the VIB sale. I wore this a couple of times, especially the days I went into work. It was so pretty, and this is at number 7. This is the Huda Beauty Glowish blush in the shade Caring Coral number 2, and this looks very small. Let me try to compare the size. So yeah, a MAC blush has 6 grams and this has 2.5 grams, so less than half. I know it takes a lot to go through a blush, but I'm like, you also should have made the price cheaper. But still, this is very pretty. It blends into the skin very nicely. This is gonna be a go-to color for me in the summertime. I'm not gonna pick up the powder or the bronzers, but I am very happy with that blush purchase. It was super cute looking on the cheeks. Then at number 6, something that I actually used before, but not very many times, so I wanted to give it another chance, and that would be the Huda Beauty Naughty Nude palette. So because this has burgundy packaging, it's something that I had actually put in my winter makeup, but there are so many browns in here, so many warm colors, that I actually like this better in fall. I love the looks I created with this. The mattes are very pigmented, it's blendable. They are powdery though. I love these shimmers. The look I created with this one, so good. For any of my favorite makeup of the days using these palettes, I will have the link down below to my makeup of the day I posted on my IGTV. But super, super pleased with this. Definitely recommend this palette. It is a good one. I love her larger palettes. I think the mini palettes, the Obsessions, are very inconsistent. The only ones I've truly liked would be the Nude Obsessions. I have all 3 of them. But her larger palettes are pricey. They're $67, which is $2 more than the Natasha Denona Midi palettes, but very good. Super happy that I use that one more because I really enjoy it. Next, at number 5 is a Vesca product. You see I have these ranked like all over the place. So this is their Lush Glow Creamy Lip Oil in Ginger Lily, which is the nude shade. This gives a nice amount of color to the lips. I'd say like probably like a medium opacity. And it is a little bit thicker, not too thick, but it just feels so smooth. If you guys saw my try on video, I was just like rubbing my lips together because something about it was so different. But I've worn it since then and I wasn't as like fascinated. It was comfortable. Of course, it's not gonna wear all day long, but it's not sticky. It's just like a little on the thicker side. Really, really like this color. I don't know that I need to buy any more shades, which is totally fine, but I really enjoy this and I see myself using it quite a bit. Next at number 4 is my last Vesca product. This is the bronzer in Kiss by Santorini. They have 5 or 6 shades and they go very, very dark, which is fantastic. I love that. This is the second lightest shade. I'm so happy I got this one. I think it works really well for me. And I actually use this with a Sigma Duo Fiber brush, which is very flimsy compared to the Eco Tools, and it just applies the product so well. It looks so beautiful on the skin, blends really nicely, and it's a very, very good shade for me. So very, very happy to have this. Definitely my favorite Vesca product, but very close to the lip oil. Then at number 3 is like my new favorite bullet lipstick formula, which is incredible because I have really not found one that I've loved. I'm very picky about bullet lipsticks, and that would be the Buxom Full Force lipsticks. The original line doesn't have colors I like. These are from the 90s Nude collection. I got 2 of my TJ Maxx and 1 I got from Ulta during 21 Days of Beauty, and that's what I like the most. It's Heartthrob. It is the most pinky from the collection, although it's not very pink, but very pretty. These are full coverage lipsticks that have a cream finish. They have a beautiful shine to the lips, which helps to make your lips look fuller, and they do have like a little bit of a cooling sensation, which I love. And this is the shade Supermodel, which is like a terracotta rose color. Very, very richly pigmented. And then this color I was scared of because I thought it was gonna be very mustard. It's not. It is warm though. This is Fly Girl. Love these so much. The other colors I'm not interested in. The only other person I've really heard rave about these that I can think of right now is Emily Noel. Love this formula. So comfortable. Does not give that white line on the inside of your lips, which a lot of products do to me. Love these so much. I would love for them to release more shades. And then number 2 is a Tower 28 Milky Lip Jelly in Cashew. I love these glosses. They're so comfortable, very smooth, not sticky, not super thin, but not thick either. They are a little bit thinner than the Vesca, and it has like a light medium to medium opacity. This is a beautiful warm shade. I absolutely love this. I can see myself reaching for it a ton in the fall. And I'm sorry, I'm trying to go quickly. I'm trying to beat this camera. Ranked at number 1 is my Sydney Grace Temptalia on the Horizon Light palette. Temptalia created light and deep versions of all of her palettes, and I think basically like probably like 2 of the mattes are different in there. The formula of these are incredible. Mattes are very pigmented. They do blend nicely. I had a little issue with these shades, but it's really just my skill level when blending out deeper colorful shades. The metallics in here are so metallic and reflective. My favorite look was with Lunar Illumination, and I also used Sakura Glow and October Odyssey along with a shade from the Sigma Warm Neutrals as a transition shade. I love that look so much. The other looks I created I thought were very beautiful as well. Definitely enjoy them, but that look is incredible, and I will reach for this palette just for that. I am interested in her other palettes, but a lot of the shades are actually very similar, so I don't think I need the other ones. But if I only could pick one palette, I think I definitely chose the right one for me. The mattes are good, but again, the shimmers are incredible. I love Christine, and I'm so happy that she got to do this collab because I still follow her. That's the only blog that I really read, and her content is incredible. Her swatch feature, the dupe feature, everything. I know she puts so much work into her blog, and I'm happy the brands want to give her the recognition and work with her. And I actually picked out Sydney Grace eyeshadows that I wanted because of Christine. So happy that I love that one so much. We made it, y'all. I know this was long. I know I got like very quick at the end, but I wanted to beat my camera from overheating because this mofo hates me. And yes, so many things I really loved here. I'm very excited for December. I'm starting a new project pan, and I am going to be using my winter makeup products, which are a bunch of cool tones, and I love the warm tones so much. But I do have some new things that I'm really looking forward to using and reviewing for you guys. So I would love to hear your thoughts on all these products in the comments down below. I would love to hear what makeup you tried this month. Again, I know I'm a month behind. Like, let's not talk about it, okay? But I want to thank y'all so much for watching this video. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye, guys.